Eileen, if four of us vote, or that's enough for a quorum for this item, correct?
Yes, that's correct. 4 is enough.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Guess we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
President Johnson. Oh, I'm sorry, the meeting has been posted according to open meeting laws. President Johnson?
I'm still here.
Good. Trustee Alexander?
Here.
Okay, trustee Holm is not joined us yet. Trustee Nugent? Here. Trustee Renucci?
Here.
And trustee Wisniewski?
Here.
We have a quorum. We'll move on to consent agenda. One motion and a second will approve all the following items. Any item may be pulled from the list and voted on separately.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. It was a quick thing. Sorry, can you scroll for me, Eileen? Scroll down. My packet is still loading for some reason. Thank you. Miscellaneous business. Item 1, consider proposals and additional information submitted for 2954 Main Street Property Award. And in the packet, you see we received 3 letters from 3 of the 4 applicants, and I want to thank again all the applicants. I was really pleased with all the proposals that we received and just how excited everybody is about locating, their family and their business here in the village of East Troy. So that's very positive. And as we all said, I wish we had 4 properties to be talking about. Unfortunately, we only have 1. I also want to say I appreciate the extra time just to kind of, think about it to myself about the presentations and kind of, feel a little more confident in the, I guess, my personal opinion. So I don't know if the other board members, if you have items you would like to discuss or you have questions. I know for you asked our building inspector, Scott Johnson, to be with us, but the applicants are only attending via the stream. They're not in this meeting, and this is really just if we have items for discussion, but otherwise I would entertain a motion to make an award.
Yeah, again, just to reiterate the 4 proposals, all fantastic, and wish we had 4 properties. Really have some good effort here and supplying some more information. A lot of thought went into a lot of these proposals, so I don't want to discount that. I think really appreciate that, and really the people want to move to East Troy. And it's great. It's great. As far as the properties, I think we were pushing, at least I'm pushing a little bit more for family, and I think looking at the last 2 here, we've got the Stanford family and I believe the Zess. Aaron Zess and Heisenkamp, right?
Heisenkamp, yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to look at the differences between the 2 because they're both great projects, good budget. Looking at even on the Zess one, some of the pictures on the previous presentation where they added a second floor and added a garage. I did all that in 2016, 2017. So takes a lot of effort to do that. On the Stanford side, sorry. What I like about the project here is the additional square footage and the rendition, the picture on the investment page. I think that looks great. I don't know if we can, if there's enough room on the right side or the east side of the property for the porch. But regardless, to me, I think that's probably a difference maker. Just looking at the additional square footage, and because I think both families really have some good knowledge in construction and getting the job done. But just having the addition and then possibly another garage, I think for me that I would right now Stanford as a standout here.
I tend to agree. Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the Stanford bid.
Discussion.
Oh, okay. So we have a motion from Mary to award to the Stanford bid. Is there a second?
Any other discussion though? Do we have?
Well, we'll
do you have
discuss. Yeah,
anything
we
for-
can discuss, but we got a motion. So
Okay.
I'll second the motion. We'll have a discussion here. We can withdraw the motion or vote it down. But we're
Yep.
still open for discussion. Other comments on the motion or the items here in front of us? 40 or Mary?
Joe, I think you
get-
did a nice job of summarizing some of my reactions to those two. Thank you for doing that, Joe.
Yeah.
The motion's been made, though, and seconded, so I guess it's a moot point.
It's not a moot point. You
No, it's
feel
not.
free to state your what you want to say.
I had lots of questions. I guess my point is, or my questions are, and I guess maybe I was looking at some of the experience and some of the effort, a lot of the effort that's going to have to be put forth in this building. One of the items I talked about, or at least I mentioned to Scott earlier, what I was reading is, I see a licensed contractor, and I'm assuming there's licensed contractors for the other project as well, because according to village codes, any work that's done by the homeowner does not require a license. However, plumbing and electric permits require a licensed contractor to be pulled, correct? And we haven't looked at some of that, so I want to make sure that we, to rushing out to do this and get this awarded, that we make sure that things are going to be followed up from A to Z, so that Scott isn't going to have a problem later on down the road.
Well, I think that onus is on whoever's bidding. I think that's no different than somebody coming in to build in our business park and we've done a deal with them, or, to Joe's example of him remodeling, my remodeling. I mean, those are all things that it would be on the property owner. This is about establishing who has the best vision and who do we think is going to best achieve that within the I guess guardrails that we put into the RFP.
The dynamic of this award, though, that we're doing is a little bit different than a normal building permit or a building project. And that's the only reason why I brought it up.
Mary, any other comments from you?
Well, I just have something. So 40, what's the difference? What do you?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of work here, and I've been looking through some of both of the two best parties that submitted proposals, and I've been looking through them and stuff, and they're both good. They seem like they'd be able to take care of the project, but what I'm concerned about is the one party that's involved is going to be doing this with their business, and that's going to be tough throughout the summer to maintain a business, keep your normal projects going to make your money, plus to go out and remodel and rebuild an entire home from the ground up aside, because this isn't a project that a customer is giving you pay draws. This is different. And I'm looking at one party that has more, I don't want to say help, but they're going to have qualified people helping that aren't necessarily working 9 to 5 during the normal business day, at least the way I'm understanding it. But as long, I mean, I just
you
want to
said
make, I just want to make sure,
permits-
no, let me finish. I just want to make sure that if this gets awarded, that we don't step into a mire halfway through and find out that there's a problem.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, but you had mentioned something about permits and that this was different, that this project is different with the permits. Is it? What's the difference?
Well, the difference is, if a contract, if I were to come in and remodel a house in the village of East Troy, I would have to have licensed contractors come in either for plumbing, electric, HVAC, whatever it is. They all have to be state licensed in order for me to pull a permit. But in our codes, if the homeowner pulls the permit, they don't have to be licensed, correct? Except,
Yeah, Scott, can you step up so we can hear you?
For building and HVAC permits, you can do your own if you own the home, reside in the home, or will reside in the home. For plumbing and electric, unless you reside in the home while the work is being done, you cannot do it.
Okay.
nobody's going to be residing in the home.
Correct, well, to the best of my knowledge,
No,
no.
because nobody's residing in there now.
Correct.
I'm not sure. I'm still not sure I follow the concern here. So at some point, the winning bidder has to abide by, and it's in the RFP, all the codes and regulations and requirements of the village, has to remediate the code compliance issues with the property and has 1 year to do that. And I think all four presentations address that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure there's anything unique, and I think your specific discussion about the Stanford proposal, the same thing could be said for anybody else about, well, if I had proposed on it, I've got a 9 to 5 job that I'm doing, and it has nothing to do with construction. So I mean, it's hard one way or the other. I think that's the point. And so I think that's why we talked a lot with all the applicants or bidders about their ability to achieve what they need to achieve within a 12-month time period. I think the other thing that's a little different for me in my mind about the Stanford bid is they had their eye on this property and had actually tried to negotiate to purchase it from the previous owner before the village stepped in. That shows me a level of intent here that we're looking for. And that just that little bit, and some of that is luck, I think. But that little bit, I think, is important for us to be able to achieve the goal that we're setting out here for a rehabilitated property. The porch setback may not work. He may not be able to do that adjustment, but I still think he'll have a good product on it, regardless. And that's nothing against anybody else. It's just, I think I will say I was really impressed with Michael Benedict's letter. And I thought it was well written and kind of, I thought it showed a level of maturity that was really impressive.
Yeah, I agree. That was good.
Other questions or comments?
Nothing for me.
Okay. 40 or Mary?
I'm good.
40, you said you were good. I didn't hear you. And the camera is pointed at Eileen and Mary, so I have no idea what you. Physically, your
it's kind
body
of
language.
irrelevant.
Okay. All right. We have a motion and a second. I believe we're finished with, if no other questions or discussion, the motion is award the bid to the Stanford proposal. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I'm assuming, I guess, Lori, can you confirm that it was four in favor, nothing against?
No, we're
Or I guess
missing one.
abstention?
40 hasn't voted.
40? We have an
I
abstention.
guess I'll have to
from-
vote yes, since it's kind of a do or die thing here, but I do have
Okay.
some reservations, but I will vote yes.
Okay, so that's 4 yeses, 0 no's, and John, I'm assuming you're abstaining?
I am abstaining, yes, thank you.
Okay, all right. For the motion passes, and the award we've awarded to the Stanfords. So I'm assuming that you are listening to the stream. Feel free in the morning to reach out to Eileen, and we'll start the paperwork with you. Congratulations, and again, thank you to all who proposed. And please keep an eye on things here in the village. We are very aware of the tight housing situation, and it's one of the areas that we're starting to focus a lot more on. So we hope to see all of you in the village of East Troy. All right. As a reminder, we do not have a meeting on Monday. It is election day on Tuesday. Anybody watching, please go vote. And with that, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you all and have a good evening.
Have a good night. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Bye.